Okay, so this is Battle of the Bulge by Compass Games, John Butterfield design. It's based around the iPad app from Shenandoah Studios. And I shot some video of it yesterday, took us through the December 16 turn. But I went ahead and redid the December 16 turn for a couple of reasons, not the least of which was I missed a really important rule that it played a big role in the outcome of those first couple turns. And so what that rule is each space on the map has one or two defensive terrain bonuses. And so what that does is it helps remove hits from a defender. So these bonuses only apply to the defender in that space. And they'll be able to remove 2 hits if they control the space, okay, for controlling that town. If they don't control the town and they're the defender in the combat, then they can remove that number of hits, 1 hit in this space, San V. Now, what I gotten wrong is, let me show you a good example of it. Here's a good example right here. The Americans, CCA of the 9th Armored Division, controls the space, the Wild space, and this space has a defensive modifier of -3 if they control the space. But their strength rating is only 2. So the maximum number of hits you can negate with the terrain is limited by the number of actual strength points of the unit. And so at the beginning of the game, you got a lot of these 1 strength unit cavalry pieces. For example, I think there's 1 in Losheim, 1 in Monschau, and those just can't go and block all of the the hits inflicted against them because of terrain. So that played a role in the outcome. So I went ahead and reset, and the Germans did a little bit better in some areas, not as good in others. Overall, I think they did slightly better in their opening turn, punching through here in the southern sector pretty hard and driving it up to Bastogne now here on December 17th. They are really pressing in on the town. And the reason for that is they used the commandos feature on turn 17 to go ahead and keep the 10th Armored Division from coming up in support of the drive through Bastogne in the center here. Now, of course, that means that Piper's drive had to take a little bit of a detour. The Americans got a pretty strong defensive belt here guarding the approaches to the Meuse near Liège. So Piper ended up driving around this way. And that's another thing about this game, is this game from John Butterfield does not divide the battlefield into sectors where you can't cross-divide into other army zones. There's no rules for that in this game. So Piper was able to follow the path of least resistance and move on down around this way. So they were able to take out some cavalry in the woods here and then do a breakthrough advance into the following space. So the Germans got some pretty strong armor, nothing in front of them, but the Americans do have some airborne divisions coming in. And of course the armor here down on the southern shoulder of the Bulge, and then we have some infantry over on the north shoulder of the Bulge. And that's a situation facing both sides here now going into the December 18 turn.